Thank you for being here this cloudy morning. This is the new season of Shape, Color, Story. I'm trying to write upside down. It's hard. And backwards. This is an overhead projector. Maybe you saw it as a child learning songs or so, or science concepts in your classroom. And on this show, we talk about things like that, but maybe it's more the poetics of science than anything else. We left off last season where we're going to pick up now with water. And I think that there's endless approaches, angles you can do on water, and I'm currently obsessed with it as something to swim in and something to drink and something to perspire. And maybe it's kind of cheesy, but I do enjoy thinking about how much people are made up of water. I had food poisoning recently and was sort of faced with that startling realization of how much of my body is water and how much of it you can lose. And I like to think about that, and I like to think about the pull of the tides and the moon influencing your personal body of water. What's in your body of water? I think these are some amoebas that we have here. I think it's funny that we think of water as being blue because it usually isn't. And maybe that just speaks more to the reflection of the heavens or the stars in the sky onto the water, or its relationship with the water on Earth. From space, Earth looks mostly blue. As above, so below. And you might think of the moon coming down in Baudelaire's story to bless the children she's chosen, to make them forever wanderers, forever staring upwards at her brightly lit face. Or you might think of Calvino's moon shell gatherers jumping up onto the surface when the moon is really big and really close. People talk about playing with fire, but they don't really talk about playing with water. There's some blue water. In fact, the picture you're seeing behind this picture is from a Google search that I did just right now. It says, are pools dangerous or are they just, and I didn't read the rest of the title of the article, but looking at that color, that's not very blue, but it is like pool water, it's aqua. I'm always struck by how I can't tell how much of the pool is the tile and how much of it is the chlorinated water, like how much of that color is the color. But every color is a reflection anyway. So cheers to that. We're playing with water here in this broadcasting setting where water and technology don't typically mix very well. And when you ask them to, it feels especially magical. If you have a waterproof camera, a waterproof phone or something, it seems better. I know I definitely covet that. And I like this projector for the surprise of sometimes you have something colorful on there and you can't tell what color it is. This is blue. The lines between what's opaque and what reflects or what reflects through is a lot more confusing than I would have thought, a lot more surprising. I wonder how the water in the ocean feels about the water in pools. If they know each other, if they run into each other at the same parties. It's really the most disorienting to jump in a pool and find that it's salty water, that the ocean has been transposed into the cement. Into the white cube, you might say. I was walking along the beach at night, and there was a big thunderstorm brewing. and there was a swirl of clouds around the moon, this huge orange moon. And it was descending, this storm, slowly. You could feel it charging the air. And over the dunes in this beach come a series of horses, wild horses. And I couldn't tell how many there were. They crested the ridge, and it seemed like one being morphing, falling apart and together. One horse, one giant monster horse, some kind of darkness at its center, and the horse was of the moon and of the wind, and the water, the sea rushing back and forth quietly. And I don't think the horse being the horses really cared about me. They just wanted to swim like anyone else. And I think that they respected us minding our own business if we minded theirs or minded our own business. We were trying to mind their business, though, honestly, because it was really amazing to see. I did not see them go in the ocean, but I hope they did. I think of the moon setting as the moon rising, because usually it gets high enough in the sky that I think it just flies away. And I forget that it tumbles over the edge of the earth, just like the sun. If there was water on the moon, I imagine it would be murky because there's so much dust. The time it would take to adjust that ecosystem to have water, if you could call it an ecosystem, it would be vast time. What would grow? What would live on the moon? Many people have speculated. I personally hope that it's not people, because I don't think we need any more colonies of the US, wherever they are. If you could build a building out of water, what would it look like? Maybe like that. Or maybe like this. If we think of water as a sacred thing, as it's kind of obvious, it's like you really need it, as many indigenous peoples have pointed out to us recently, you would hope that A structure with water, based on water, full of water, would be about nourishing. But it's hard to convince a lot of people to build that. A pool is about nourishing, to me anyway, but it's also about depletion, and I think that that war is always why I swim. Here's your snack for school. What's in your lunchbox? I have yellow. Today. Maybe I will pee blue. I hope so. I think that's all. That is all I have to say. So thank you for watching. This has been a water episode on Shape, Color, Story with me, Saskia. See you next time.